Thank you. See, now it's slow. See that shit? You know his ass doesn't know what the bus, man. Like, come on, dude. You know, you got people coming in with walkers and canes, and you can't even lower the damn bus. Talking about, oh, it's lowered. It wasn't lowered. I had to step. And the reason why they do it, like I said, you know, because of what's been happening for the past couple of days. So last night when I got home, my whole right side, you know, was very stiff, and I was in pain. You know, so like I said, whenever they do stuff like this, like I talk about with the man on the bus, they know what they're doing, right? They're causing what, you know, micro damage, and over a period of time, you know, it builds up, right? And then, you know, it gets to the point where, like, either my entire back is, my whole back is compressed and it hurts, or my side, you know, I start to get numbness in my legs. You know, so like I said, what they do is very strategic, right? And they do it in such a way that, you know, unlike somebody, you know, like hitting you hard, right? Where you feel that pain immediately. You know, what they do is, like, if somebody is hitting you all the time, it may not even be hard, but over a long period, you know, that area which you're getting hit at, it becomes very tender and it starts to hurt, right? So it's them doing things to cause more injury, and doing it in such a way that they think that they can get away with it, right? That they think that they can, when you try to explain it, when I try, I can explain it very well, because I know exactly what it is that they do. So that shit don't work with me, right? Oh, look. I'm telling you, you rarely see any of these buses on this line, actually, that is out of service, right? It's out of service. This rarely happens. But again, and also, you know, because the side that when I take my bag off my back is usually on my left side, right? So, yeah, of course, that's the side that's going to be hurting. But you know, I mean, I rather prefer that than having to keep my bag on my back all the time, and then my spine get compressed and I can barely walk. So, but that's what they do, you know. Talking about micro passive aggressiveness, you know, they engage in micro targeting or very subtle form of targeting after I've exposed them and they've exposed themselves to me, and again I document it, so you know, like I know. And also the TI in California, Alda, they try to roll her in the code system, and they end up stealing all of her documents that she documented what was going on. All of the, you know, because she had hired a lawyer, and the lawyer was working with the other side, and she documented all of it, right? And the lawyer didn't prepare things, didn't do his due diligence, and so she went to the judge, and actually the judge said that, yeah, your lawyer, you know, was not working in your best interest, and so the judge told her, you need to find another lawyer. And they've been preventing her from finding another lawyer. Also, everything that she's documented about what has transpired, they stole. They stole. She had a fault. I said, that's why it's important for you to have multiple copies of things. You know, because they watch you in your home through remote monitoring, and when you go out, they will literally break into your home and steal shit. And that's what they did. And I'm saying to them, we're saying, right, okay, if we're so wrong, right, if we're the criminals and they're not, why the cover-up, right? Why hiding, why stealing the things that we document? Why interfere with my videos being uploaded to YouTube? Why? Because it shows that they are the criminals. That's what that shows. It shows that they are the criminals and they know it. Right? And they want no accountability. the crimes that they've committed and continue to commit. And this is daily, right? This is a daily crimes being committed against TIs. I should say victims of government non-consensual human experimentation and victims of conspiracy against our rights, against our health, against our livelihood, against our minds, against our families, right? So you gotta, like I said, as victims of these crimes, you know, we gotta speak up. And like I said, documenting what it is that you go through and what you're being put through is very important. Very important, extremely important. So, and of course, you know, when they want to crowd the bus, right? That's what it is. It's a way of them, well, look at all the reds again. Look at all the reds, right? They stand out, don't they? Yeah, man. Number 32, my favorite number. it. No more. No more. That's it. That's it. Hello. That's it. Miss, that's it. Go to the back. Go to the back.
Please exit right away. Please exit through the rear door. Next stop, Church Avenue, New York Avenue.
Sit in.
That's fine. Get off for 2 stops. Yeah. But when I was coming down from it wasn't that crowded. Wait, does Keelan drive the 35 still? I mean, Keelan. Donna. I said Keelan still drive the 35? Or he drives a different car? Oh, he's on Utica now. Oh. Okay.
You fucked that back down. I know you ain't felt that back. Yo, you ain't felt that back down. I felt that back down. I'm gonna give you another one back down. You know North Street back down? Back down, yo. I'm not feeling good. Back down. That's that.
What round?
Instead of saying I'm about to say I'm feeling okay. I mean, I'm feeling give me another.
Sometimes when I used to
instead of saying I'm about to
in
get
the
this,
summertime,
I'm
I
about to
used to
get
see
that.
that.
I want to say I'm feeling
If somebody popped up on and I looked at him,
cold.
you know.
Stories
Yo,
Church
I'm
Avenue,
going to
North
the
Avenue.
two slices. That's your kid. Look like you just.
Ken then be like he used to beep him too when he was waiting.
Hold on.
I'm getting on the bus.
Please exit through the rear door. Next stop, Church Avenue, Rogers Avenue. This stop is Church Avenue, Rogers Avenue. Please exit through the rear door. Next stop, Church Avenue, Bedford Avenue.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. See? Now, the reason why I kept recording, because again, I talk about the color red, right? So, you know, the coordinated effort, every time the bus pull into the bus stop or is leaving, there will be a car, person walking by wearing the color red, right? So when we talk about psychological conditioning, right, and psychological manipulation, right? We talk about psychological conditioning and psychological manipulation and color psychological warfare. You know, this is what they do. As with any sort of conditioning, they have to condition you, and then the way how they do it, I've been showing you guys for the past couple of days, is to flood a certain color, right? Like the color red, which we know is a bright color, it stands out, so it grabs your attention. Right? And I talk about this whenever they are blitzing me with a particular color, right? And how they do it. And you'll always be like in patterns of 3s, right? And sometimes they'll adjust and they'll do 4 patterns of 4s, right? But it's, most of the part is going to be patterns of 3s, right? Because that is what is called neurolinguistic or dark NLP, right? Creating patterns so we can see, so I can see what it is that they're doing, right? Because it's very coordinated and they know it works, right? Here's the thing. If you're a victim of this, you got to learn how to recognize those patterns and what it is that they're trying to do, right? So you have to look at the negative association with certain colors, I should say. You should learn and understand the psychology of colors and how it manipulates your emotions as well as your thought patterns, right? So once you start recognizing the patterns, right, you learn what it is, what type of effect that they are doing to you, because it's not just psychologically, it's also cognitively as well. And therefore, when you begin to understand, you begin to know and realize, look, red vehicle coming out of the the garage, right? So again, when things happen, when they condition you, it is always in patterns. It's never random, right? It can never be random, because if it's random, it doesn't work. The conditioning and the programming doesn't work. So it has to be pattern based, as with anything. So understanding that and what it is that they do, right? And then you develop your own defense mechanism. So whenever I see the color red, I tell myself to get angry, right? I tell myself to get angry. Now red can be associated with many different things, right? But for me, when I see the color red, I tell myself to get angry, because I know they are trying to create a fight or flight phenomenon within me, right? And so I'm always going to be in the fight, like I said, so I'm going to get angry, right? Not angry in terms of me hitting somebody or assaulting somebody, but angry in the sense that I'm going to be angry. So whatever sort of flight phenomenon you're trying to elicit within me, it ain't going to work, because I'm going to always be prepared, right? I'm going to always be prepared. Okay? So, again, I wanted to continue to record, and I didn't want to start the recording because again, I want to show. And if you see what I'm talking about, because you remember, red is a bold color, right? And when you, like particularly at every bus stop, there's a conversion of red, right? More than any other color, right? There's a conversion of red, okay? And I've been showing you guys this for the past couple of days, almost a week now, because it's repetitive every single day. And also, when you look at how cars are parked on the street, right? At almost every corner, there's red vehicles parked on the corner of the vehicles. On the corner of the streets, right? That's not some random thing. That's orchestrated, right? That is intent. That is purposeful. Okay, based off of how they've conditioned me. All right. Talk to you guys in the next video.